Have you ever noticed that some days, even simple tasks feel harder than they used to? Maybe it's that sense of waking up tired, even after a full night's sleep. Or perhaps your skin feels a little drier, your joints a bit stiffer, and your memory not quite as sharp. It's easy to brush it off and say, well, I'm just getting older. And yes, aging is a natural part of life. But here's something you may not know. Sometimes, the reason we feel this way has less to do with age and more to do with what's missing in our bodies. You see, as we age, our bodies don't absorb nutrients the way they used to. And that means even if we eat a balanced diet, we might still fall short on certain key vitamins and minerals nutrients that play a huge role in how we feel, how we move, and even how we think. That's exactly why today's video is so important. We're going to talk about the essential vitamins and minerals your body needs after 60 to help you feel stronger, think more clearly, and enjoy the energy you deserve. This isn't going to be one of those long lectures with hard-to-pronounce scientific terms. Think of it more like a friendly conversation, just you and me talking about simple, powerful ways to take better care of your body. And trust me, the things we're about to cover can make a real difference. Let's begin with one that you've probably heard of before, vitamin D. Now I know what you're thinking, oh, that's the sunshine vitamin, right? Yes, exactly. But here's what many people don't realize. After 60, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. So even if you're spending time outdoors, you still might not be getting enough. Why does that matter? Because vitamin D is absolutely essential for bone health. Without enough of it, your body can't absorb calcium properly, which puts you at greater risk for fractures and osteoporosis. And it's not just about bones. Vitamin D also supports your immune system, helps regulate your mood, and even plays a role in muscle strength. Ever feel a little unsteady on your feet or notice your legs feel weaker than they used to? A lack of vitamin D could be part of the reason. So, what can you do? First, get your levels checked. Ask your doctor for a simple blood test. If you are low, they might recommend a supplement. Many seniors benefit from taking 800 to 1,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, but it's best to personalize it. And don't forget about food sources. Fatty fish like salmon, fortified milk or plant-based milk, and even some mushrooms can help. The goal is steady, consistent intake, nothing fancy, just simple daily care. Now, let's talk about another nutrient that doesn't get nearly as much attention, but plays a huge role in keeping your body running smoothly: vitamin B12. This one is a little sneaky because its symptoms creep up slowly. You might notice you're more forgetful, or you feel tired for no clear reason. Some people even report tingling in their hands or feet. And all of that can be linked to low B12. Why is B12 so important? Because it helps your brain and nerves work properly. It supports red blood cell production, and that means better oxygen flow throughout your body. But here's the challenge: after 60, many people have trouble absorbing B12 from food because stomach acid levels tend to drop. That's why it's so common to see older adults with B12 deficiency, even if they eat meat, eggs, or dairy. The good news: B12 is one of the easiest vitamins to supplement. There are tablets that dissolve under your tongue, or you can get it through injections or sprays if needed. And again, a simple blood test can tell you where you stand. Just imagine how much more energetic and clear-headed you might feel once your B12 is where it should be. It's such a small step with such big benefits. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about calcium, not just for your bones, but for your entire well-being. Everyone knows calcium is important for bone strength, especially after 60, when bone density naturally begins to decline. But calcium also plays a role in muscle function, nerve signaling, and even helping your heart beat steadily. It's a multitasker, really. The tricky part is making sure you're getting the right amount and from the right sources. Some people rush to grab a calcium supplement without realizing that too much can cause problems, especially if it isn't balanced with magnesium and vitamin D. Ideally, you want to get most of your calcium from food. Think leafy greens like kale and spinach, dairy or fortified non-dairy alternatives, almonds, tofu, and even sardines with the bones. And here's a tip that many people don't realize. Calcium is best absorbed in smaller doses throughout the day, not all at once. So instead of taking one big pill in the morning, think about spreading your intake across meals. Little shifts like that can make a big impact. We've talked about vitamin D, B12, and calcium so far, each one deeply connected to how your body feels and functions every single day. These aren't trendy nutrients or quick fixes. They're essentials. And the truth is, once you understand what your body needs, it becomes a lot easier to support your health in a smart, steady, and sustainable way. Sometimes it just takes stepping back and saying, what does my body really need right now? Not what worked for you 10 years ago, or what your neighbor's doing, but what you need today at this stage of life. And the answer often starts with these core nutrients. Let's keep going, because there are more quiet heroes working behind the scenes to keep your body balanced and thriving. One of those quiet heroes I just mentioned is magnesium. Now, I know magnesium doesn't get the spotlight as often as calcium or vitamin D, but it plays just as vital a role, if not more. Think of it as the body's natural relaxer. It helps calm the nerves, relax the muscles, regulate blood pressure, and even improve sleep. Yes, the tossing and turning at night, or that feeling of being tired but wired. Low magnesium might be behind it. And here's the thing. Many people over 60 are low in magnesium without even realizing it. Over time, the body's ability to absorb it from food decreases, and certain medications like diuretics or acid reducers can lower your levels even more. The symptoms are easy to miss. You might feel more anxious, get more muscle cramps, or just feel off without knowing why. The good news: magnesium is found in so many everyday foods, leafy greens, nuts and seeds, whole grains, and legumes. And if your doctor gives the go-ahead, a gentle magnesium supplement, especially in the glycinate or citrate form, can really help. Some people even find they sleep better and feel calmer within just a few days of correcting a magnesium deficiency. It's one of those small shifts that can quietly transform your day-to-day life. And while we're talking about calm and balance, let's talk about potassium. This mineral is essential for maintaining healthy blood pressure, proper heart function, and muscle contraction. If you've ever had that feeling of a fluttering heart or unexplained muscle weakness, it could be related to potassium. As we age, potassium levels can dip, especially if you're on medications like certain blood pressure pills or diuretics. But potassium is one of those nutrients you want to be careful with. It's powerful, and too much from supplements can be harmful. That's why food is the safest and most natural way to get it. Bananas are the classic go-to, but don't stop there. Sweet potatoes, avocados, spinach, beans, and even yogurt are excellent sources. The best part is, by choosing potassium-rich foods, you're also likely eating a diet that's heart-friendly and rich in fiber. Now, let's shift gears a little and talk about something that's especially important for your immune system: zinc. You might have heard about zinc during cold and flu season, and for good reason. Zinc helps your body fight infections, heal wounds, and supports your sense of taste and smell, something that often becomes duller with age. Here's the catch: as we grow older, our ability to absorb zinc declines, and if you're not eating enough meat, seafood, or whole grains, you may not be getting what your body needs. Some signs of deficiency: More frequent colds, slower wound healing, or even changes in appetite or taste. Fortunately, you don't need a lot, just enough to keep your immune system strong and your body resilient. A small supplement or a few extra servings of zinc-rich foods each week can go a long way. And while we're on the topic of immunity, let's not forget vitamin C. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I already get enough vitamin C. I eat oranges. And that's great. But there's more to vitamin C than just preventing colds. It's a powerful antioxidant that helps protect your cells from damage, supports collagen production, which keeps skin firm and joints healthy, and even aids in iron absorption. Speaking of protection and repair, we can't skip over omega-3 fatty acids. Technically, they aren't vitamins or minerals, but they're so essential to wellness after 60 that they deserve a place in this conversation. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation, support brain health, and protect the heart. If you've been noticing more joint stiffness, memory lapses, or mood changes, your body might be crying out for more omega-3s. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are among the best sources. But if you're not a fan of fish or don't eat it regularly, omega-3 supplements like fish oil or algae oil can be helpful. The key is consistency. These fats work over time, gradually reducing inflammation and keeping your brain and heart in better shape. And let's take a moment here to really think about this. Your body is always working behind the scenes, quietly protecting, repairing, and rebalancing. Every vitamin, every mineral plays a part in that process, like instruments in an orchestra, each with a unique sound, but together creating harmony. So, when you give your body the nutrients it truly needs, it starts to respond in beautiful ways. You might notice that your energy picks up, your sleep improves, your mind feels clearer. Even small aches might feel less intense. And it's not magic, it's biology, supported by nourishment. Of course, no conversation about essential nutrients would be complete without iron. Iron is what helps carry oxygen throughout your body. When your iron is low, you might feel fatigued, short of breath, or even dizzy. It can sneak up on you slowly, especially if you're not eating much red meat, or if your stomach doesn't absorb iron well. But here's the important part. After age 60, your iron needs may shift depending on your individual health. Some people may need more, while others might actually need less. That's why it's crucial to get your levels tested before supplementing. Too much iron can be harmful. Foods like lentils, spinach, and fortified cereals can help, and pairing them with vitamin C-rich foods boosts absorption naturally. This brings us to an important truth one I hope stays with you long after this video. There's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to nutrition after 60. It's about listening to your body, paying attention to how you feel, and working with your doctor to understand what's going on inside. That kind of care, gentle, consistent, and tailored to you, is the foundation for lasting vitality. Your body still wants to thrive. And when you nourish it wisely, it can. Not in the way it did at 30 or 40, but in a way that feels strong, stable, and deeply grounded in the wisdom of your years. You may not notice the changes overnight, but your body will thank you in the long run. And speaking of changes that take time but make a world of difference, let's talk about something that often goes unnoticed until it becomes a real concern: vitamin D. You've probably heard of it being called the sunshine vitamin, and for good reason. Our bodies naturally produce vitamin D when our skin is exposed to sunlight. But as we age, we spend less time outdoors, and our skin becomes less efficient at producing it. That's why it's so common for older adults to have low vitamin D levels, even if they live in sunny places. Vitamin D is essential not just for bone strength, but for immune health, mood stability, and even reducing the risk of chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes and certain cancers. Some studies even suggest it may play a role in protecting brain function as we age. If you've ever noticed your energy dipping more during winter months, or you felt more down or achy than usual, low vitamin D might be part of the picture. Adding vitamin D doesn't have to be complicated. Yes, a little sunshine can help, especially in the morning when the sun isn't too harsh. But food sources like fortified dairy or plant-based milk, eggs, mushrooms, and fatty fish, such as salmon, can help too. And for many older adults, a supplement may be the easiest and most reliable way to keep levels in check. Just be sure to talk to your doctor before starting one. It's all about balance and making choices that support your long-term health in a gentle, sustainable way. Now, while we're on the subject of energy and immunity, another unsung hero is vitamin B12. This one is especially important for people over 60 because as we age, our stomachs produce less acid, which makes it harder for our bodies to absorb B12 from food. You might be eating all the right things and still come up short. Why does that matter? Well, B12 plays a key role in maintaining nerve function, producing red blood cells, and keeping our brains sharp. Low levels can lead to fatigue, weakness, memory issues, even mood changes. If you've ever felt like your brain's been in a fog, or you're just dragging more than usual, a B12 deficiency might be part of the reason. Foods like fish, poultry, eggs, and dairy are good sources, but again, absorption is the issue. This is why so many older adults benefit from B12 in supplement form, either oral or even through occasional injections, if levels are really low. What's important is paying attention to your body and not brushing off signs of fatigue or forgetfulness as just part of getting older. Sometimes it's something we can actually fix. And let's not forget about magnesium, a quiet, behind-the-scenes mineral that supports hundreds of functions in the body. From maintaining muscle strength and nerve function to regulating blood sugar and blood pressure, magnesium is like the conductor of an orchestra, making sure everything stays in harmony. Unfortunately, magnesium deficiency is surprisingly common, especially in older adults. If you've ever struggled with muscle cramps, restless sleep, or even unexplained anxiety, magnesium might be something to look into. It also supports better calcium absorption, which is vital for bone health, especially if you're already taking calcium or vitamin D. What's beautiful about magnesium is that it's found in many delicious, wholesome foods: dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, beans, avocados, even a bit of dark chocolate. Including a few of these in your meals each day can do wonders not just for your physical well-being, but your emotional balance too. Magnesium is known to help calm the nervous system and support better sleep, which is something so many of us need more of. Speaking of sleep and calm, there's one more nutrient I want to gently highlight, and that's omega-3 fatty acids. These are the healthy fats found in fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, as well as plant sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. Omega-3s are essential for heart health, brain function, and reducing inflammation. As we get older, inflammation becomes a bigger concern. It's behind so many chronic conditions, from arthritis to heart disease to cognitive decline. That's why omega-3s are so valuable. They help cushion our joints, protect our hearts, and may even reduce the risk of depression or memory loss. Many older adults simply don't get enough omega-3s through food, and a high-quality fish oil or algae-based supplement can fill in the gap. It doesn't have to be complicated. A small step, like adding a tablespoon of ground flaxseed to your morning oatmeal or a piece of salmon to your dinner plate, can nourish your body in powerful ways. These nutrients, vitamin D, B12, magnesium, and omega-3s work like a team. They help your body move, think, heal, and rest. And while none of them are magic pills together, they can be life-changing. Because feeling your best after 60 isn't about trying to feel 30 again. It's about waking up with clarity, moving without pain, and finding peace in your body and mind. Now, maybe you're thinking, that's a lot to remember, or I don't know where to start, and that's okay. You don't have to overhaul everything at once. Think of your wellness like a garden. You plant one seed at a time, water it, and give it sunlight. Small changes done consistently grow into something beautiful. Maybe today, that change is choosing a handful of almonds instead of chips, or asking your doctor to check your B12 levels at your next appointment, or simply stepping outside for 10 minutes of sunshine and fresh air. These little actions add up, not just physically, but emotionally too. And as we take these small steps together, I want to remind you, this journey isn't about perfection. It's about intention. It's about choosing to care for yourself with kindness, patience, and a sense of purpose. Because your health is not behind you, it's still very much ahead of you. And every day is another chance to feel more alive, more vibrant, and more connected to the life you're living. So keep going. Keep choosing you. You've come this far, and there is still so much joy to be found in the days ahead. And sometimes the most powerful act of self-care is simply listening to your body, noticing when something feels off, paying attention when your energy dips or when your mood shifts for no clear reason. These aren't just random signs of aging. They can be gentle nudges from your body, reminding you that a little extra care is needed. And in those moments, instead of brushing them off, you now have tools. You've learned how essential certain vitamins and minerals are, not just because they show up on a blood test, but because they shape the quality of your everyday life. The way you move, the way you sleep, the way you remember, laugh, connect. Let's take a moment to talk about one final nutrient that often gets overlooked, but is deeply connected to how we feel as we age: zinc. Zinc may be a small mineral, but it plays a big role in immune function, wound healing, taste and smell, and even vision. For older adults, maintaining good zinc levels can mean fewer colds, better appetite, and even faster recovery from minor cuts or scrapes. Low zinc is surprisingly common, especially if your diet is low in protein or if you take certain medications that interfere with absorption. Foods like lean meats, seafood, especially oysters, beans, and whole grains are wonderful sources. And if you're not getting enough, a supplement, just like with the other nutrients, can help fill in the gaps safely and effectively under your doctor's guidance. But here's something equally important to remember. It's not just about what you take, it's also about how you live. Nutrition is one pillar, but joy, movement, connection, and rest matter just as much. When you bring them all together, that's when the magic happens. You start to feel it in subtle ways: the ease in your joints when you go for a walk, the clarity in your thoughts when you wake up, the warmth in your heart when you feel good in your own skin. These are the quiet victories of paying attention to your health in your 60s, 70 seconds, and beyond. And you don't have to do it all alone. That's what this space is for, where we can walk alongside one another and share not just knowledge, but encouragement. Because aging doesn't mean fading away. It means rising into a version of yourself that is wiser, calmer, and more grounded than ever before. So, if you've made it to the end of this video, I want to say thank you. Thank you for investing in yourself. Thank you for showing up with curiosity and openness. That in itself is a gift to your health. If any of what we've shared today resonated with you, if you found even one helpful reminder, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your questions, or even just how you're feeling lately. You never know who might be encouraged by your story. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might need a little support on their own wellness journey. We're building a community of people who believe in healthy aging not through restriction or fear, but through kindness, balance, and hope. You're not too old. It's not too late. And your health is not behind you. It's within you right now, ready to be nourished and renewed. So here's 2 small changes. 2 stronger bones, sharper minds, steadier steps. To the days ahead that are still full of light, love, and possibility. Take care of yourself gently, consistently, and with all the grace you deserve. Until next time, be well. And remember, you are more vibrant than you know.